In a few weeks, KPIX officially celebrates a major milestone. On December 22nd, we turned 70.
Yeah, KPIX was the first broadcast TV station in Northern California, and as part of our anniversary tonight, we catch up with a really special person who knew how to throw a party during the darkest days in the Bay Area. Elizabeth Cook has the story.
At the National AIDS Memorial Grove in Golden Gate Park, a moment to remember, a time to reflect.
And I wonder what could happen.
In the crowd, you may spot an angel. Her name, Rita Rockett.
To be able to be a positive light in the darkness. That's all I wanted to do.
We first met Rita more than 30 years ago here in the AIDS ward at San Francisco General Hospital. These were dark days, except perhaps on Sunday mornings.
Everybody ready? Where is he? I forgot something. Ah, I'm sorry. I'm going to start. We don't have to worry about the desserts right now. Darling. Oh, thank you. Apricot tart.
Her name is Rita Rockett, a bright light and flashes of color that takes the ward by storm.
When the opportunity arose to do a story with somebody as just full of life, frankly, as Rita Rockett, who just embraced the people with AIDS, who wanted to make their lives better. That dichotomy, that standoffishness on the part of the vast majority of the public and, frankly, a lot of journalists, and her ability to reach in and just embrace people and give them a hug and pat them on the back and kiss them on the cheek. I mean, it was remarkable.
During a time when AIDS hysteria gripped the nation,
How you doing, honey? Oh, I'm doing. How's your lunch? Can I get you anything else?
Rita Rockett brought food and love.
A lot of these guys know me from the crazy days here in the city when I was dancing on a pool table with them. So I'm just dancing down the hospital hall. I mean, it's an extension of my cheerleading. What we did was bring to light food for the soul.
Rita began her brunches in 1984 as a way to cheer up a very sick friend at SF General.
And I remember the guys, his friends, telling me he had a slight case of AIDS because they didn't want to alarm me. And at the time, I was like, what is that? Is that like a slight case of cancer? What's that mean?
She planned an Easter brunch, but he died before the party. She served brunch anyway to everyone in the ward.
I was so afraid that all the patients were going to say, we don't want you here, don't bother us. And it wasn't like that at all.
And the rest is history. For 16 years, Rita volunteered, raising money, planning meals, and serving Sunday brunch.
It was a small, medium, or large, and this guy saying, I want a large everything with a Diet Coke. I'm like, girl, this is an AIDS ward. We don't have diet anything.
Rita is such an uplifting, happy, energetic person.
I can remember the joy in their faces. It's like, okay, I really can eat.
Her brunches were legendary, and not just because of her macaroni.
A 7-Up for room 3. That's it? Uh-huh. He's going to eat in
Rita, dressed for the occasion.
Honey, because that's what you do. It's a party. Hi, Steve. Are you awake?
Hi.
It's Rita Rockett.
Yes.
I regret I didn't do it more. I regret I did it every other Sunday instead of every Sunday. I regret I didn't do it more.
Now Rita's heart is on full display in a new documentary called 5B.
We would record their deaths here. Through the end of 1983, 24 patients. And so then in 1984, 117 patients.
The movie is about the AIDS ward and its group of volunteer nurses and caregivers, including Rita, who created a shelter full of acceptance and compassion.
A safe haven, a place of love, a place of no judgment.
The movie recently premiered at the Castro Theater, and moviegoers gave the filmmakers and the cast a standing ovation. Former KPIX reporter Hank Plant, who extensively covered the epidemic, was featured in the film.
It brought up a lot of emotion for me. I didn't expect to get teary-eyed, but you know, these are things that I haven't thought about in many, many years.
We are pleased Rita is a part of our station's history.
She was spectacular. I mean, you can't fake that kind of energy. You can't fake that kind of enthusiasm and that kind of heart.
I am proud to be a part of not only your history with this channel, but to be a part of San Francisco history, because if you love San Francisco, it loves you back.
G. Kelch. Peter Green. Sean McLeod.
At the National AIDS Memorial Grove, Elizabeth Cook, KPIX 5.
Stephen Prokowski.
Glenn Nakatani.
Timothy Holmes.
To see our original story on Rita, plus more of her interview, go to kpix.com.